like, shit, what's the word that you always use? That thing of like people saying things that they saying things on the internet that they wouldn't say to people like
Perceived
face to
anonymity.
face. Perceived is me that. Well, perceived anonymity, sha. But like. Sup, people. What's happening? Waiting the shell, waiting the sup. Welcome to the Shrine Podcast, the show where we're bringing you bands with a side of seriousness since 2019. My name is Akindare, your host, and with me on the show today is
Jemima, co-host
Gem Game
on the Shrine Podcast.
Gem the Money, aka Crude Oil, aka Gashogi. One, was here. I guess.
Are you okay?
If you know, you know.
Is everything okay? Are you okay? Are you cool?
Balance more.
Okay.
More side.
No. Please. That's too much. That's too raz even.
Kenny.
How are you doing? How are you
alright.
feeling?
I'm good. I'm okay.
Happiness
Okay.
number.
I think I know that on the last episode I was
God,
hungry.
now, wow. Okay, are you hungry?
I'm hungry. I'm hungrier.
Hungrier.
on this particular one. So I'll say 7.5. 7.5. Yeah, 7.5.
The 0.5 is for the hunger.
Yes.
Okay,
Would have been an 8, but hungry man is angry. And you know that
hungry lion.
I'm hungry lion. Yes. So yeah,
Okay.
how about you? How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good actually.
You know?
8.5. I slept. I had a very good nap earlier today, so
Okay.
I feel good.
Wow.
I'm maybe I'm not hungry, but I could eat.
I feel like 8.5 is probably the highest we've ever had in the show, I think.
Yeah, I feel good. Not bad.
Wow.
I also spend some time with my sisters, over the phone, not physical time. Family time is always good time.
Could do family meeting via Zoom.
Yeah, thank God for technology.
Technology. Okay, very, very good, very good. Before we get into this menu, let's quickly do. Thank you very much. Let's do the wine. Today's wine is Recolté.
Relush.
Honestly, man, I need to figure out how to read these things because they always have so many names. So there's the French flag, and then it says Recolté 2005. That's on here, and then the name is Vieille Ferme. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but
Vieille Ferme.
And then there are 2 chickens. There are 2 chickens on there. They look like husband and wife, and they seem to be having a conversation. So I cannot tell. Okay, this says Vin Blanc at the back, so white wine. Okay, so we'll let you know how this goes.
This was your
Vieille Ferme with 2 chickens on the front. We'll let you know how it goes. What do we have on the menu today?
Okay, today. So on the Alpha segment today, we'll talk a little bit about the behind the scene movie. We'll talk about Funke Akindele's behind the scenes.
Okay.
BTS.
Yes, I have thoughts, but we'll get there.
We'll talk about the BAFTAs, like what happened at the BAFTA, the Tourette syndrome bit, just a little bit. Touch on that. Then for our Nigerian people, our Nigerian brothers and sisters, somebody put together 100 reasons why you should not, 1,000 reasons why you should not vote Tinubu.
Okay.
And then, the crayfish sauce war between Nigeria, Ghana, on X. There was
I have
this
no
chef.
idea what this is
Oh,
about.
really? Okay, well, I'll tell you what it's about. Good thing you're going to find out about it on the show. And then on the curiosity session, we'll talk about what we think is the most selfless reason for having kids. And then, we'll talk about disowning a child versus disowning a parent, like in adulthood. Like, in the step up segment, you have your recommendation. I do not have any recommendation.
You guys, honestly, we need to sanction Jem because
I'm sorry, I'm going to do better.
More often than not, she's the one that always does not have.
Can I be honest with you?
Oh yeah, be honest. Don't be honest with just me. I'll
be honest with everyone, and I'll also be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of intimidate me a little bit, right? For the step up session, because like, what I'm going to recommend, like you. Wait, let me talk. What I might recommend might not be like.
Sure, I feel being because like everything is always going to be your fault, one way or the other. Okay.
It might not be like something that will be. I think the last time I recommended something like a reality show or something, like I didn't feel good recommending it, right? It just felt like, somebody recommended, go and read this book, it will change your life. And then I'm just like, so I feel a little bit intimidated. So yeah, okay, cool. Honest. But
I think I'm overthinking it. But also, like, that does not mean I'm not going to drag you if you call me.
Exactly.
Love Island or some shit. But what you are recommending people go check out is what you're recommending.
Is what I'm recommending, right? Because like I genuinely like things that are bad. I don't even know if I should be saying this. So I'm just like, maybe this is just only for me. Let me not bring people into my world of recommending bad stuff. But
the most interesting aspect of this thing that you just said just now is that I'm just discovering for the first time that you genuinely like things like consuming terrible entertainment content. But that being said, maybe it's to our advantage in the sense that like maybe when you come with your own like evidently bad recommendation, exactly balance, so like and I come with my own, so people can even say, okay, each month or with each episode, right? There's one. So however you're feeling inside the month, when you're feeling that like I just need more rubbish to just like take my mind off, you have it. If you need something that's going to enter your brain, you have it.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That's
there
fine.
You go.
All right. Okay. So that is the step up. And then the Village Square segment, with the dilemma. And then, that's pretty much it for
I don't want to put this dilemma in the Village Square.
No, I was not the one. No.
God damn. Okay.
Maybe it was.
I have no memory of doing that.
Maybe it's probably from the old show. I just put the link. Like this was. I just attached it. Like this was the same document. I guess. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Actually, let me start with the crayfish sauce.
Lay it on me.
Thingy. So there's this chef on Twitter, X, and then so she posted a picture, two pictures. One picture was tomato and sardine sauce, and then the second picture was crayfish pepper sauce. And she's like, y'all have been on my neck for this. If you like, don't buy. It was cool. Some people responding. Anyways, and then people are coming, I'll buy this, that's nice. And then to everyone's greatest surprise, Ghanaians just started, coming and flooding into the mentions. I was saying, you're copying Ghanaians shito. And everyone is like, wait, what is happening here? Like, how is this? Is it because the fact that she said crayfish, that's what is causing the whole, is Ghanaian shito, this and that. They were just basically saying that the chef is ripping off Ghanaian sauce, right? Now, in another tweet, somebody then does like a step-by-step, sort of like step-by-step, what would I call it now? Way of how to make this kind of sauce that like the chef, our own. Shito? No, our own.
Okay.
And then, she started with palm oil and did everything. And then Ghanaians came in and said, this is not shito. We're like, that's what we've been saying. Like, this, like, of course, that's what we've been saying, that this is not shito. But like, the fact that they came and said, oh, this crayfish sauce is native to Ghanaians. And then they just came and started. I found it very interesting. I was like,
I mean,
this might be something to talk about.
And it's not just one of those things that like on the internet that like people are just, I don't know,
angry about.
You know, because like I forget the specific day it was happening, but like I went online that day on Twitter that day, and like I just saw a tweet. I don't even know what to tell you, but like just registered in my mind. Somebody just said, "Oh, Ghanaians are trying to rage bait us." But like, you know, me, I know, you know, I couldn't be asked to like, you know, figure out what was happening. But it's just one of those classic like internet things.
What I even found a bit interesting about it was, remember that our episode we did with Kofi about like, you know, Africa, like going to African countries and like how we have a lot of similarities. So I found it a bit weird that they kind of like took it on like fights, like, oh, this is like my sauce, like it's native. Like we have similarities in things that we use and we can prepare it how it's native to us. But like it's still kind of similar. So it doesn't mean that like, oh, somebody's ripping off or like this thing is native to us. So like you're ripping off my own sauce, and it's weird.
I mean, it's part of that thing of like, I mean, I don't know if you heard of the whole thing in South Africa, like they said they were installing an Igbo man as a chief or something like that, which was not happening, by the way. But somehow the misinformation spread online and it became this whole thing. I'm sure like if it was in real life and like maybe Motada was holding a press conference and she was like, oh, I'm launching this crayfish pepper sauce thing, right? I don't think like real life Ghanaians will be like, oh, why are you stealing shit?
You're ripping off my...
Like, it's that thing that you were saying about, oh, by the way, go, if you've not seen it, go watch our episode with Kofi Doche. He's a Ghanaian creator and filmmaker. He's dope. Go check it out. But like, you know, nobody would say, it's that thing that you always say of like, oh, what's the word that you always use? That thing of like, people saying things that they saying things on the internet that they wouldn't say to people like
perceived anonymity.
Perceived is mean as that. Well, perceived anonymity, sure. But like, is that perceived anonymity thing where? But like, I guess in this particular instance, it's like on a more like on a larger scale where people feel like they can just say stuff because like obviously there are no like immediate consequences because. If it was face to face, then probably maybe you would even taste it. And even if you did not taste it, like, I mean,
that's a good point because like it's not like they've tasted it. Like you don't know that it tastes like shito, but because you saw crayfish in it, then you just assume that, you know, I don't know. Have I even tasted shito? I think I might have. I think I have, but I don't remember. Is crayfish? Have you tasted shito?
Oh, I love
crayfish.
shito.
Is like the base, right?
Yeah, this crayfish is the
but
one I got
time.
to one of those kind of like similar to the style of one in Motada is one of those at the UK store here, but I wouldn't say it's representative of
true shito.
But like I've had shito in Ghana, and like it's a fantastic sauce. It goes with everything. Can't with bread, can't with rice, it goes with everything. Like you can do it. It can do all. Like to say, imagine to say if you make ewa going, but instead of like our normal, like you can just push shito sauce. Oh my god.
It's okay.
With a mini flashback, Nisha.
Oh wow. Calm down. Okay. Moving on.
Oh my god. Nigeria, you do this one.
Speaking about Nigeria, what does resist not voting?
Yes. I mean, if anybody's following the podcast in any way at this point, you should know that like I belong to this group of superheroes and superhuman Nigerians called Curiosity and Discontent. Don't ask me for advice. I don't know. I don't have control over it. Anyways, Fuad posts this thing in the group.
Who is Fuad?
Okay,
I
Fuad
mean,
is
for
my
people
friend.
that don't know now, it's just like
Fuad?
Fuad post like,
Okay.
like
Fuad is my friend
Uh-huh.
and the progenitor of the group,
okay.
right? And he's also, he's just a brilliant, amazing human being.
The founder of archiving.
Founder of
Or
archiving.
owner.
He's the current, even though they are looking for his replacement, but he's the current editor-in-chief at Check-About. Fuad has done many amazing things. Google him.
Mhm.
Google Fuad
Okay,
Lawal.
mm.
Dope human being. And so his caption is, they obviously like there's this whole AI thing, right? And Fuad is a big proponent of like, I won't say big proponent, but like he sees value in useful applications of AI, right? And so there's been this whole running joke of like Anthropic, the company that runs Cloud. There's been this running joke of like every week you have new feature. Cloud for work can do this one, that one, that one, that one. Like they have all this. So there's this running joke of like they ship die, like as in they ship new features and products die. Like so he posts this link of this 1,000 reasons to not vote Tinubu in the group, and he just tags it. Blessed are those who ship. So there's that like aspect of it that is like.
Have you checked any of the reasons?
What? I mean, it's like 80 something.
Was the anything jumps out?
What do you mean anything jumps out? Like
anything you want to call out?
You don't need 1,000 reasons.
Do you get? But like it's like if you do need 1,000 reasons, here you go.
I mean, this is not a critique of the project because like I feel like no matter what, it's dope. Just that it exists. It's not a critique of the project. I feel like like there are some that are just like.
Well, the reasons
they're just like they're just like very.
Let me see if I can pull up something.
But most of the ones that I saw, and by the way, I've not seen all 1,000. I remember it's like something. Most of what I saw are like actual punchy. So it's very simple, right? Very simple website. You open the website, you have reason 101. It's like cards, right? So each card will have some text and it will have a link to the source of the information in the text, right? So we'll add the link or.
I'll add the link, but let me read one here. It says Tinubu recycled the same 3.3 trillion power debt claimed 22 months later. On May 17, 2024, Tinubu government announced 3.3 trillion to clear power sector debt. On April 3, 2026, the same administration repeated the same 3.3 trillion announcement as if it were a new action. So on May 2020, in May 2024, he said we will pay debt. On April 2026, he said the same thing, the same amount, as if it's something that they are just doing today.
Yeah, that one is not even like the 001 reason 001. Fuel subsidy removal triggered over 600% increase in petrol prices. If you have voted for someone that did that, like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyways, it's called 1,000. So like numbers 130,000 dash reasons.vercel.app. We'll put the link on the thing. You guys should go check it out. Like I just like I think it's a very interesting use of like your civic power as a citizen, like
however you can just at least try to make people understand that like
it made me think about like those
they can make better choices.
During the last election, like the people that were supporting Peter Obi, like when they were like actually like going into like markets and like shops and like actually talking to like people like us, like young professionals and stuff, like all the online engagement they were doing, like posters and paging, like multiple languages, people were translating like policy information in like their ethnic dialects and stuff, like that kind of participation is what it reminded me of. But like it's also just hilarious. Because remember in the last episode we were talking about the delivery guy. So this is like there's different colors of frustration with the government and with the leaders in Nigeria right now. Like it was so It's so dope. Like, you guys should go check it out, honestly. 1,000 reasons why you should not vote for Tinubu in the next election. The person that posted it, his name is Adedayo Agarao. And that's his handle on Twitter. All one word, Adedayo Agarao. Shout out to you. Well done, sir. You know, please more
of it.
more grease in
More
your
of
elbow.
this.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Moving on.
So let me just touch on the BAFTAs thing real quick. Like, obviously, like, you know, that shit has been flogged to fucking death. But just real quick, side note, right? My own position in the whole thing is that the problem why this whole situation arose in the first place is the fault of the broadcasters. People that chose to leave that bit in what they took to broadcast. So let's just now it's there. Okay. Away from all the
do you want to just quickly touch on what happened?
No, if you don't know what happened,
okay,
Google it.
Google it. Go on. Like, okay.
This is not the news, okay?
Alright,
so, my thing about it was, what I wanted to touch on was that, like, before, as you can attest, for the people, right? Like, before this event, and maybe like for like 3-4 years or 5 years now, I've shown you like Tourette's content, right? So I've known about Tourette's, I would say, more than the average person, right? Because this event was like this sort of like, oh my God, so many people didn't even know this thing existed, right? So I liked that it brought attention, and I like that it revealed the many different like human complexities of the human condition, and like just, you know, illnesses, neurological disorders, like just all kinds of things exist that like most of us are not, like, it's not on our forefront. We don't even know that, because I think you were watching a video earlier about one of like a Tourette's activist on Instagram, and she was talking about how like people are saying to her that the tics that you get from having Tourette's are intentional, like you can control them. And like they just cannot wrap their head around the fact that like there is this disorder where your neurons are misfiring in your brain, and then it's causing these
you to say certain things.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like they can't wrap their head around that, but like it is a thing. It is actually a thing.
Yeah, because people are living with it now.
Do you get the way I discovered Tourette's was years back? I just found this barber guy, right? I think his handle is Tourette's Barber. I might have that wrong, but I found him, and his whole thing was he was a barber, and in his barber shop he gave cuts to people that had Tourette's because they found it difficult to get haircuts anywhere else. Because I mean, when the tics start, obviously, like, you know, when you're saying those kind of things, people are like, "Are you possessed?" You know, it's just like the way, you know, people that were autistic or like were more severely autistic, like were treated like back in the day before they had like better understanding of autism and stuff. So, you know, that kind of thing. So that's what he used to do. And like, but he also had Tourette's. So sometimes they would be ticks, like they were having a tick off. It would be like they were having a tick off, like they just be going. And then there were these like moments in between the ticks where like he you know, he's mostly like just talking to them and like just, you know, so how are they dealing with it, you know, like, you know, what do they like the most, or like what, you know, just asking them about like regular shit, right? But then there were also these moments where like they would both have a tick, and then post the tick, they then like almost like that knowing like
something just
like,
happened there.
Yeah, that one was, you know, that tick was maybe wild, you know, that kind of thing. Like, and I just thought like it was so cool for them that they could experience that. So like back to the BAFTAs thing, like I like that it. I mean, I don't know if most people took it that way. That like, oh my God, there might be other things in this world, in this life, that human beings experience that human beings go through that I might not know about, or that if I do hear about it, it will sound absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if people took it that way, but I hope they did. And I like that this is one less thing that is kind of like on the fringes of society, that like the people that are going through it have to like almost argue their own existence, you know?
Like saying, like, you don't know how he's feeling for them. So literally, you can't say that they can control it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm just like, I can't imagine having Tourette's.
No, the videos that I watch, I was like, it must really
Like,
be wow.
Your brain will just do what it wants. Like, you have no, like, when some of them are much more serious, some of them are like pretty normal. Some of them, like, you know, they have meds that they take that helps them. Some of them, they are doing some
They do things that help them.
The worst cases, they might have, maybe in a total of a 24-hour span, maybe they have like 4-5 hours of in total of normalcy. Like the rest is like they're
just
they're plotting out words, all kinds of shit. So, that's
not even talk about the safety or lack of safety thereof.
Hey, listen, can you imagine having Tourette's in Nigeria?
Hey. They don't finish you before they know, say, oh wait, actually this
That's
is
true.
not.
Do you think there are people that have Tourette's in Nigeria?
I don't think so.
Because like even people that like are on the
if they are, they would have said they're mad. Like they would probably have like now they won't even have Tourette's anymore. They would have it's like maybe they are Yaba left and like, do you get what I'm saying? Like they probably will not be, they will not know what to do with it.
Yeah. Actually, like, disabled people
they don't have a chance.
Oh my God.
Zero fighting chance.
You do not want to be disabled in Nigeria in any debilitating kind of sort of way. Like, but if you know anyone or if you've heard of anyone that has any Nigerians living in Nigeria that have Tourette's, it'd be very cool to hear about and hopefully, illuminate their experience, because they have to exist, right?
They do.
They have to exist.
They do.
But
probably rich kids.
What?
I say probably rich kids.
Why,
or like,
why probably rich kids?
I don't know.
It's like the rich also cry. Like,
oh my God. Moving on.
Rich kids, what the hell?
Moving on.
Okay, moving on to...
Oh, behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, you wanted to talk about behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scene. I think behind the scene was good. I would say that my only critique would be that it felt.
You only have one critique. God, wow.
Okay, yeah. Well, my main critique is that it felt overly theatrical for me. Right? I just felt like some of the scenes didn't need that much, projection or emotion. It was just too much, There was a scene where the lead actress was watching behind and, her kid fell in the kitchen and, she was crying and, it felt so unnatural. It didn't feel as raw as I suspect that they wanted to portray. It just didn't feel natural. I just felt like if I was the one, I'm not going to sit behind there and start crying. I would either, my emotion would be to maybe run out of the house and try to go and figure out like how to get my kid out of there, or like, do something that did not just warrant me just like trying to cry. But I would say, it was okay. I go into this kind of movies like knowing fully well that I'm not going to expect too much, right? Because, there's pressure on the actors to perform, the director to perform, it's box office, everything. So, and everyone is saying, no, it's a good movie. Everything, fire. So I entered it knowing fully well. I wasn't expecting too much and, it didn't really surpass my expectation or anything like that. Good movie, cool story, good lesson. Don't kill yourself, remember, set boundaries.
Why is don't kill yourself?
No, don't kill yourself, because if you kill yourself on top, say family, you think you want to help your family members, and then well, I mean, she was sick. Was it terminal illness?
Lupus,
right? That she had, but think about it, like she faked her death, and her body never even entered ground. They sell moto and everything. So like literally, don't kill yourself and be thinking, I need to help my family members. Like, put some boundaries. Shed light on the lupus sickness. What else? Yeah, I think that was it. It was okay. Cool story, bro. What about you? How did you see it?
I'll say all in all, overall, for what it is, I think I'll say it was decent. Like the Parthenon of Nigerian films, I think it's a decent attempt. It was an ambitious attempt as well.
Yeah.
But I think it also suffers from most things that most Nigerian films suffer from, which is plot holes, very unbelievable characters and like character art, and then just also like the main points in the movie where the main tension points of the movie were just like, they just felt very flimsy and very unnecessary.
I think you mentioned that it started good, right? Like,
it started fantastic. I think it started very well. Like, I think it started maybe one could say even, I mean, obviously the cinematography was not as good. Like maybe like something comparable to something like Lionheart, right? Like, it was really good. The pacing, everything. The dialogue. There was not all that like unnecessary
it wasn't
English.
Too much, yeah.
That Nigerian films are sometimes guilty of. And then
it felt a bit rushed.
Out of nowhere, it just went off a cliff. Like, out of nowhere. Like, that whole thing of like a dead body on the land. It's like, huh? First of all, this supposed real estate magnate, there's only one property.
Use your imagination for the others.
That the movies are showing us that, okay, fine.
Imagination for the others.
Fine, I've used my imagination. Why is she there with the dead body at night? Why? Okay, fine. Okay, she's there. You know what? It's fine. She's there. It's calm. No, it's calm. She's there. Right? It's calm. She's there. She's there with her lawyer, so everything should be fine, innit? Right? She's there with a lawyer. The lawyer knows the law, right? Then lawyer is like, oh no, let's settle them. Let's pay them. It's like, huh?
200 million.
Are you the one that killed the person? I don't understand. Like, the whole tension point. Like, this is where, right? She starts to go through troubles, right? They could have maybe not done that, because at the end of the day, I guess maybe, okay, they had to find something for the friend.
Yeah, because it was the friend was
fine.
The one.
But then then she had lupus, and then she faked her death, and then it's like, see that whole period where she faked her death, like all the reactions were just unnecessarily outsized for me. It was like, oh, the boy, her kid fell from the counter, and like next thing she's losing her shit, and like just like, But I mean, shout out some of the characters. Toby Bakri's character was very good, especially in the second half of the movie. The maid was very good. I forget her name. The maid was also very good.
Destiny Etiko, I think.
Yes, she was very good. It was really, really good. Funke was good as well. She played her. Although I think she was really struggling with that whole, let me sell everything so I can take care of these children. It felt a little bit like.
How? Which one?
The whole,
like,
what she
her
was
trying
saying,
to sell the stuff.
Yeah, her trying to, like, that aspect of it, of trying to convince her siblings and whatever, that like the reason why she's selling
is so that they can have money to take care of the kids.
Have money to take care of the kids. It felt, and then Wani and Andy.
I guess that was their role. They had to be annoying because they were annoying.
Yeah.
They will be annoying.
Yeah, whatever. Like, if they were not in the movie, I don't think I would have missed them, to be honest. But
good movie.
Yeah, it was. It's an okay movie.
Yeah, I just wish like, because again, I feel like these things cannot be that hard to like just tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Like
just that fine line.
You know.
And I also want to like watch a movie and just like believe it, like believe that.
Believe what what you are showing me.
Like believe that this person actually feels this kind of way, and you know, this is the kind of emotion that they can feel in this moment.
Yeah, like let the reaction match what is happening in the film. Like, why the fuck would the lawyer the way they killed that lawyer, bro? That when he slowed down and came out with baseball bats, I was like, fuck these people, man. Fuck y'all.
No, wait. I think I know what they were trying to do with that lawyer bit. Like they were trying to show or say that you might think everything will go according to plan, right? Like, because like you rightly said, if they remove the lawyer, the death, like if he didn't die, probably won't do anything to the movie as such. But like, it seemed like the lead character didn't already like had everything planned, and it was like nothing can go wrong, like nothing can go off. I would see what's gonna happen behind the scene,
like and then
next
things were going
thing,
wrong,
this guy just came, and then you know he now died. But then another thing is,
things were going wrong. Like, you know, her kid was falling from places. You know, or her properties were being sold off. You know, her kids were running from people's houses. Like, shit was going down. You know,
but I think they were also trying to show us that the same thing it was kind of charging her for is kind of like what he also fell into. Like, don't be too selfless. And then, you know, because they were trying to rob somebody and he was trying to help.
No,
and the next thing
that is insane. If that's what they were doing, then again,
but that's something.
Fuck those people, okay? Because no, because the person that has been preaching to not be selfless cannot then become the selfless person. What do you mean?
Maybe
there's nothing this guy has done. Did you hear me earlier when I said this motherfucker said we should bribe people for a dead body we did not kill? Like, what do you mean? This is supposed to be your lawyer. What?
I don't know, because I'm like, why did they have to kill him?
It was so like, see, the moment he came out of that, it was just not believable. Like, there was just no reason for him to do that.
I don't think anybody would, like, literally, it's just one you person.
If he wants to go to get robbed,
5 people.
Do you get? Okay, fine, let him get robbed. But like, then he gets robbed. And then he gets shot.
And he gets shot. And he gets killed. Yeah.
It's like, why?
Anyways. Moving on.
So, behind the scenes, well done, but look at the cat though. It remains small.
No, not bad. Not a bad movie. Alright, it's a curious session.
Okay, let's talk about having kids.
I feel like we've talked about this before. Like,
yes, we've talked about having kids many times on the pod, but obviously, you know, having children are a complex topic, innit? So there's always new approaches and new ways to think about it, and new ways to, you know, talk about it. But basically, this came from we're talking about the other day. We're talking about something, Sha, and and we're thinking like, how do we understand like the current sort of reasons that people have kids? And to the best of my knowledge, like 99.999% of all the reasons why people say they want to have kids is in some way, shape, or form tied to what they are gonna get out of it. And
have you actually asked somebody? Like, because I'm thinking about
asked somebody now. What?
Like, why are they having this kid? Like, because my sister just gave birth. I don't think I've actually asked her, like, why? Like,
oh, I ask people all the time.
Okay, why did you give birth to this child?
Like, from when I was an adult,
I was like, oh yeah, you know,
I've asked for my
family.
Colleagues.
I'm trying to build a family.
Yeah, people say that, but like me, I'll go for. I'll be like, why is family important to you? You know, and they, you know, people have different reasons. People might be like, oh, you know, I want to have, you know, my own like kind of small unit, and you know, my own mini needs, and like, you know, sometimes people you know, don't articulate it as such, but ultimately what they are saying is that like they want, you know, a version. They want to live like a more concrete version of their stamp on the earth. Let's say, so you know, where you cannot go and make money and blow, and those things are less likely to happen. Like you're less likely to become a billionaire, less likely to like have your name on buildings. But what's the lower version or lower barrier to entry version of like that sort of vanity project of like sort of something that outlives me, right? Kids, like that's very easy to do. You get what I'm saying? But like to become like a Kwame Nkrumah or Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela, like that's some shit, right? And maybe, let's not say maybe activists, maybe you want to become like John D. Rockefeller, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, that's like it's a very small subset of humanity that gets to accomplish that, right? But it's also like even within your locale, like, do you know what you kind of have to accomplish to have like your street named after you or something, right? So those things, those ways of having all ourselves remembered or quote unquote leaving our essence here long after we've gone are much higher lift. They're much harder to accomplish. But kids, on the other hand, they're just, and if you're lucky, if your genes are like strong like that, your face will just transfer to their face,
Yeah.
So I've asked people, absolutely, but like I also find that like I don't think it's something that like people think of like philosophically like that. Like I don't think people sit down and like
exactly,
really
which is why the reason why I asked was because when you said 99% of the time is because of selfish reasons. Like I want to imagine like when you ask somebody and say, oh, I'm having a kid because I don't know, I want them to take care of me when I'm old. They don't necessarily say that.
What they do?
They do?
Yes. People say that like when they grow old, like they don't want to be alone, and like they want to have kids. I'll take care of them, and all these things, right? And then some people say some version of who knows? Like my kid might become the next Einstein. Okay,
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Or the next.
But what they're really saying there is that like they would love to be the mother of or the parent of the next Einstein.
Right? Which is not so bad, is it?
It's not bad, but
it's not also selfish, is it?
What did you say?
Is it selfish?
It's absolutely 100. It's only selfish.
Why is it selfish?
What do you mean? Why? Is it not in what I've just said? You're asking me. You're not saying the selfishness in that. What do you mean?
Like if I want to give birth so that my child can be the next Einstein and like help. I don't know.
Why can't somebody like why is it you? Why is it you and your child?
I don't know.
There you go. Like there's a self-involvement with it. Like it's you want to be the one that will produce the next big thing. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why people will be like, oh, I have 6 daughters, but like I need a son. Because these daughters are not enough. It's the son that might like become whatever, or after I'm going to be married off. It's all selfish. I'm not saying all, but like most of the reasons that I've heard in my experience and I've seen and I've read and all these things, like even what we're talking about right now, like maybe up until like maybe 10-15 years ago, it was like taboo. You absolutely cannot be talking about having kids in these terms. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you have to love it or
hate it.
You get, and it's not even like, no, you can't hate it. You absolutely can't. Even now, you can't quote unquote hate having kids. You can't. You get, you'll be cancelled for that shit, okay? At worst, you can be like, I support your rights to have kids, but I don't have. But you can't say you hate kids. What?
I guess my point is that like, it's selfish, or the selfishness of it, but I don't know that like, okay, maybe it's because of the connotation I have towards selfishness, which is like it has to be something like
selfishness is not bad, by the way.
Exactly. So maybe
selfishness in and of itself is not bad, but like selfishness does not exist in a vacuum, right? So when we are talking about most of the reasons why I've in my experience people say they want to have kids is for selfish reasons. Right, I'm not saying that like that is bad for them to have selfish reasons, but on the flip side of it is what comes with having a kid. What comes with when you have a kid and it goes wrong, right? What happens when the kid grows up and is not a well-adjusted adult, or when you are talking about like economics and like resources that are available on the earth, Nigeria is hard. Like, is that the place to raise a kid? There's also like, are you truly aware of what you are committing to? Because it's so trivialized, right? So when you're looking at it from that perspective of like, okay, this is why somebody wants to do it is usually for a selfish reason. We are not saying that it is bad. It's like, when I say selfish, I mean the core ultimate reason that still traces back to you is it's not really altruism. It's not really like something bigger than you, right? So even the Einstein might kick up the next Einstein point. It's not necessarily like because you want to change the world or you think, right? It's because you want to be the mother of the person that changed the world or the father of the person that changed the world. Not necessarily because you want to see the world change. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So now it's a kids is such a huge responsibility, and like if you're working on AI and it's not working well, right, and it's like making people kill themselves, right, or like the algorithm on social media is making us addicted, right, people could get fined, people can, you could go to court, there's things that can happen for better or for worse, right? When a kid goes wrong, like, how do you correct that? Like, there's problems with prisons, we have problems with capital punishment. There's people like Jeffrey fucking Epstein. Like, when a human being goes wrong, the consequences are like nuts. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? There's like the people around them, maybe they are colleagues at work or in school, or their friends, or people that beat, that abuse their partners, all these things, right? So I think that these are the consequences, right? For if it goes wrong. And obviously I'm not saying that it's always gonna go wrong, right? But when it goes wrong, it's bad enough for like to take a pause. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? I'm sure like there's probably research and studies into like how much such people cost society, right? From a financial standpoint. So if that's the reason, and then you juxtapose it against like the reason why it is being done, and the sort of like, in my opinion, especially in Nigeria, willy-nilly approach that people have to it, where it's just like, oh, it's just like what is expected of you, just go have kids. But
here's my thing, I sorry for cutting you.
No problem.
I think that like
I'm starting to get very
I think that like the reasons why people have kids should be talked about more. I don't know that people actually really deep it and really engage it, right? And I think that like that's where I stand with it. I feel like we need to be able to be clear and honestly say to ourselves why we are having a kid or why we want to have children. Right?
Even if you don't want to share it, but like know it for yourself.
Know it for yourself, because I feel like we've gotten into this space where it's just like, oh, because the reasons for having a kid is you're married. And so therefore you should have a kid just by natural design. And then so therefore when you now have the kid, then you now fall into this web of not knowing what to do with the kid, or like then maybe you're not able to raise the child properly. I feel like there's something we can do there by taking a step back and really like deepen it and say, okay, this is my reason for having a kid. I want to have a kid because I want to give birth to the next Einstein. And I want to like ensure I train them so that they can be who they want to be. Like, if that's your reason, I feel like that's fine. But I think you need to know that that's your reason.
But then also there's the thing of like, just quick side this thing. If you want to give birth to the next Einstein, but then like, are you then going to force them to become Einstein? There's
also that.
It's just what I'm saying. So like, so while we're having the conversation that that inspired all of this, it just occurred to me that like, I think potentially, this is my theory, and anybody listening out there, feel free to correct me. But I think the most altruistic, like non-self-involved reason I can think of for having kids in today's day and age is if you are willing to have the kid and everything, time investment, everything that goes into it with absolutely zero expectations.
I don't think that's possible.
You don't think it's possible? You think it's possible?
I don't think that's possible.
You don't think it's possible?
To have zero expectation.
I mean,
I think you're gonna have some kind of expectation, but I think that maybe the expectation might not be like, it might not be something that would be for like do or die. I don't know if you get my point. It's kind of like, this is what I expect, and like if it happens, it happens. But like hopefully, I would hope that it will happen.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now as well. Like, if you're a parent, then beyond the sort of like financial, time, investment, all these things, there's also a biological like connection there, right? Probably even a physiological one as well. So it's almost like, there will be expectations inbuilt, but like I think maybe the mark of a great parent is being able to remove themselves from those expectations that like, because I think what especially people of our generation struggle with the most with our parents is the thing of like, you owe me something.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like having you as a kid is a favor, right? And
like I gave you life,
and I think like that doesn't help. Like that doesn't help. Like I think there's something to be said about a parent that can take themselves out of it. Like, having this kid is not about,
yeah,
you get, like, it's about bringing another human being to this world and then hopefully helping them blossom and go on their path to delivering their own contributions in whatever way it is to the betterment of this shit that we are in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think there's something to be said for that. And how many of us know friends or know people that we can say, oh, their parents were great. Like from our generation, like if you're in your 30s.
Their parents were great?
Yeah. Like as in, the parents were great in the sense that like, oh, they were, on point. So yeah, like I just feel like there's something to be said for, parents that, I just think if most parents approach having kids, with number one, sitting down, and actually wrapping their minds around what it's gonna fucking take, to have a well-adjusted kid in
well-adjusted is very important.
Very important. Not just having the kid, right? Because having a kid is one thing, but doing your best to help them be the best version of themselves.
That is something,
right? So really wrapping your mind around the time commitment, the financial, because 18 years, don't go and be thinking that, like 5-10 years I'm done. No, 18 by law.
But that's even by law. So
you get me?
Like beyond that, you're still kind of responsible. You want to be.
You get, so make sure that you understand the gravity of what you are committing yourself to. I mean, we know people that have kids. Like what do they be telling us? We know the things they be. Let's not cast anybody, but we know the things they be telling us.
I even think that like even
so not be beings.
Some people that say
don't be beings.
You can never really be ready. That's true.
Yes.
But I also think that you can be as ready as you can.
Yes.
Like you
can be readier than most.
Yes.
Where
it's like, oh, I just did. I just shocked.
Yes.
I felt pregnant.
Like just like any. I don't know why people act like you don't need to be prepared. Like you should be prepared just like anything. If I just maybe this one is the one you should be prepared for the most.
Because it's going to change.
Because it's a human life. There's perhaps nothing more sacred, more valuable that has no price on this earth than a human life.
Yeah. So I guess this is also a good point to now go into the second question, which is like disowning a child versus disowning a parent. Like as an adult.
I need to find 1 second. I need to look for the link to the video that I saw. So I can remember
No, honestly, I feel like the concept of disowning a parent, I can get behind that. Because,
you can.
I can. Not be only you be good at disown the child.
I saw this video by I don't even know what to call her. But anyways, her name is Nime Ndolo. Nime Ndolo. Right? She's an Igbo Nigerian American. She has 1 million followers on Instagram. So, deep that. And so I saw this video from her, right? And she was talking about how for the longest time her parents have not lived together, but every time she's talking with her dad, he's always on about how I'm going to divorce your mother. I'm going to divorce for 15 years. He has never done this shit. Right? Just talk. But then one day he calls her and he's like, I'm actually gonna do it. And then he did it. And then she was like, it got her thinking, because obviously, as you can probably tell from just that little explanation, they've had a tumultuous relationship. She's had a tumultuous relationship with her father. And so she then goes into this other story about how when she was in uni, her car had issues, and to fix it, she became an amateur dom for a minute. Maybe I think she was like a year or 2 years or something, right? To make money to fix the car, according to her. And she said that she was the one that told her father that she did this, and her father disowned her at the time, right? And then she said, as soon as she started to look like a more promising prospect of a daughter, right? Then all of a sudden, her father was like, me, I disowned you. When did that happen? When?
He does not recall.
Disowned. And then she goes that she's realizing that as an adult, she can pull a reverse Uno on her dad, which is just basically if we pick 3, we block and we pick 3 pada. You get? And they're he's probably going to be shocked and whatever, but she's going to disown him. Why does he think it's okay that he can do that? He can disown her she can. She's disowning her father. And because my mother has threatened me so many times. It's like a thing in Nigerian households. Depending on the gravity of your offense, you could get threatened with being disowned. You know what I'm saying? If you're a girl, maybe you dress a little, you think you dress a little too skimpily or whatever. My disown, any small thing. And so I'm as now that we are adults, right? Can I be do you know what? Shema. I'm not doing it again. I disown you. Because if you can threaten me with something like that, maybe me too, I can threaten you with it. Hey, what's the worst that'll happen, right? Because the thing is, some people have relationships that are with their parents that are so bad and so toxic that honestly, I wish they had the power. I wish they it was more of a thing. That the way legit, if a child is so bad that maybe they thief, they rob, they smoke,
you'd be I don't want
they smoke colos, right? If the parent says they're going to disown that, I feel they will probably get some sympathy from society if they say they're going to disown that kid. However, if a parent is emotionally blackmailing their kid or being very toxic or abusive, even as adults, maybe emotionally manipulative of their kids, and the kid is like, me, Shemo, you are going to be the devil child, man, nigga. Don't you think?
Yes, you will. But I think that it's people should get behind that. I think if
she said people should get
no,
behind
really,
that.
if you as an adult, if you're so I was watching a movie the other day, My Mother is a Witch. And in this movie,
you guys, I just have to cast Jemima because
don't say it.
All right.
If
you want the tea, DM me.
No, but in this movie, the whole premise is that this girl, she's abroad in the UK, and then doctor calls and says her mom is dead, and then she comes home for burial, but it turns out that her mom was not dead. But they had to use that to come because she didn't want anything to do with her mom. And then the whole
carry my bag, they go straight.
The whole gist was that her mom maltreated her when she was young, right? But not, I mean, from her own perspective, it seemed like her mom maltreated her. Her dad died, then her uncle came and tried to help, but her mom didn't want the uncle to help. And then, she got into this, she had this boyfriend, she got pregnant, but her mom, did corner to remove the pregnancy and then finally sent her abroad. And all of that, she was like, she's not going to have anything to do with her mom anymore. But now her mom is actually sick and she's now begging for forgiveness and trying to say I'm sorry, but she was like, no, she's not going to have anything to do with her mom. In fact, when she got there and found out that her mom was not dead, she tried to go back to the UK, but then she lost her passport. Obviously the movie had to movie. But I before we got to the end where it became clear that her mom was not necessarily a bad person, I was like, yeah, it's okay for her not to want to have anything to do with her mom anymore, because through the story they were showing us places where her mom was beating her, telling her, you're a witch, you're this, you're that, you're not, calling her prostitute and whatever. And now she's now well to do, you're now saying forgive me, sorry, right? In that kind of situation, if she had said I'm going to disown my mom and she's like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with you, whatever, yes, get behind that. I can get behind that, because I feel like parents, what's the consequence? How do they know that?
Consequence for parents.
Yes, how do they know that what they did that time was not okay? Right? How are they going to be? Yes, you're my parent. Yes, I had to respect you, but there's just some things that were not okay, and
especially
there's some things
if
that were
the
done
kid
to you that you need to come and say, you know what, this thing is not okay. Maybe not disown, but
especially if your kid has tried to express that to you, and because to be fair, that we've at least I've seen cases where after the child expressed to the parents that oh, this thing that he did, he fucked me up, or this thing it was not cool, no. Some of I've seen situations where they were like, oh wow, right, I didn't think of it that way, I didn't say that way, because I was raised to believe this thing is why I acted that way, and I'm sorry, or I've seen parents that have been reconciliatory, right? But then there's also,
but I don't think that's the norm.
Yeah, I don't think that's the norm. Most, at least Nigerian parents, so they didn't want to hear anything. They were perfect. They did everything right. They did not do anything wrong at all. They were absolutely perfect. And I think if you have one of them parents that you've tried to express to them that if that relationship is still detrimental to your life right now, I say, cut it off. Man.
Yeah. Actually, tell us. Have you ever disowned your parents, or have you been disowned?
Oh, yeah. Let's know if you've been. Tell us if you've been disowned.
Or have you been threatened to be disowned, like Akindare here? Nobody, I don't think I've ever been threatened to be disowned. No. Even though I was not necessarily a good child like that, but threatening to disown me, that's a bit mad. What could I have done? What did you do that made your mom threaten to disown you?
Hey.
You were bad. Yeah, this other stubborn child.
I mean, see, that's the thing.
Other stubborn child.
It's relative. I don't think I've never been I've never been arrested and they came to my house and they were like, oh my god, there was one time that one guy accused me of stealing his phone, but I obviously didn't, so that didn't, lead anywhere. When
you didn't?
No, sure. Why would I steal a phone? What the fuck? I've never been a thief.
JK.
So I never really did. It was just stuff she said I should not go out, and then you went out,
yeah. Or then she left something, and then she's like, "Why did you leave?" I always used to hear those kind of stories, but that never happened to me.
You're not clean, you're not washing, or I mean, to be fair, I did, I didn't do some shit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Wait, did you deserve the disownment?
No, no
threatened?
child. No, I don't say no child. I didn't do anything as extreme to the point of saying disown me. At least I don't think I did anything.
I think if I were a parent, what would make me say I want to disown?
If I killed somebody, or like you catch me with a gun, or like, yeah, I feel like it has to be something extreme to say you're gonna disown.
I think
kid.
the most common reasons why parents disown, especially like the daughters, is get pregnant, like out of wedlock.
Yeah, I said I never
That's
got
like
nobody
the-
pregnant. That's what I'm
like
saying.
That's
Like I
like
never
the
got
easiest
nobody
way to
pregnant.
say,
Like
okay.
I never, like I didn't do anything like crazy. Like I think the most that I did is maybe like I did not pay my school fees one time. You know,
You spend the money.
or 2 times.
You know they talk. You know they talk. You know they talk.
But like, I mean, you know, you can always make money back or whatever. Like, you know, I'm really trying to think like maybe I ate more meat than I should. You know, I mean, and then like when she had my sister, like I used to go and steal SMA good. That shit was delicious.
You deserve the threatened disownment.
You know, so
But yeah,
yeah, I can't think of anything that I did as a kid.
okay.
But I'm not saying that like I was a model child.
Mm.
You know, of course, I wouldn't even say I was a stubborn child. I just think that like
the usual
I had
stuff.
I had a progressive worldview, and my mother had a conservative worldview, and then we just always like those just
Got it.
always. You know, I always ask questions. I was always curious about, okay, so why did Jesus say the thing? But like, you know, you can't question why Jesus did the thing. You know, Jesus did it because Jesus fucking
Because
wanted to do that shit. You get me? So, you know. Anyways,
But it'll be cool.
let us know. Let us know if you've had any experience with, you know, if your parents ever threatened to disown you, or if you have any person, you know, disown your parents because they were being assholes or whatever. Let us know. Send us an email, shrinepodcast@gmail.com, or send us a DM on Instagram at theshrine.pod, on Twitter at theshrine.pod, on TikTok at theshrine.pod as well. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, step up. My recommendation this week for y'all is Project Hail Mary. You know, which is also timely with the whole NASA thing.
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary, Ryan Gosling is the lead. Think of it like it's like funnier, like Gravity, you know, Interstellar. It's kind of like a buddy space movie, can we say it is? Because obviously there's another character in there, but it's a beautiful movie.
Rocky.
It was done. I laughed. I almost cried.
Almost
You
cried.
know,
I cried.
it was just a good vibe all through. It was just great. It's great. Go check out Project Hail Mary.
Check it out.
Jemima does not have anything for you this week. So.
I do actually.
Okay, what is it? What do you have for them?
I think I recommend you going back to watch your old shows.
Huh?
Like, you know, any kind of old shows I used to watch when, you know, you were in high school or uni. Watch them. I personally am watching One Tree Hill. Getting angry and annoyed at
I
hating.
don't wanna be anything other than what I've been lately.
No. I don't wanna be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
What did I say?
Was that what you said?
Look at this up.
All I have to do is think of me and our peace of mind. No. I'm tired of looking around rooms, wondering what I gotta do or who I'm supposed to be. I don't wanna be anything other than.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. 2-3 Hill, boy.
No, but watch your old shows. I swear it will bring you so much joy.
You know, we'll take it.
All right, what dilemma do we have?
We do not have a dilemma.
No?
Okay,
Are you
send
sure?
us. I clicked the link. It's from the old.
It's from the old
link.
one.
So,
Okay.
send us a dilemma you want judged. If you have any problems in your life that you need advice on, okay, think of us as your fun, progressive, kind of leftist uncle and auntie, you know, that will not judge you. You know, it's all love. You know, it's a safe space.
It's a safe space.
Okay.
So
Feel
it's
free to
literally
reach out.
called the Shrine.
The Shrine,
You see how
yes.
like I save space earlier in
You
this
understand?
podcast when we started recording. I opened my eyes and I talked about why I don't like say my recommendation.
Okay, yes,
You know,
yes, that's true.
because-
That's true. You know, she did not like physically
Literally, like I
open
don't
her
speak
yansh,
about
but you understand the expression, right? Okay, good. All right.
God.
Okay, so the wine. What we feeling? What we feeling about today's wine? So you you forgotten how it tastes or what?
No.
Hmm?
7.5.
Wow, your face is saying as you are saying 7.5, your face is saying 6.
No. It's good. 7.5 is good.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah. I think I'll give it
Yes.
I'll give it 7.5 as well. And I think it's a little too sour for me.
It's too sour.
No, it's not. Actually, I take it back. It's not sour. It's, I don't know. The sweetness of it's not full enough. I feel like lacking from a little bit of fullness of sweetness. Is what I think.
Okay. Not bad rating.
Yeah. Cool on. So yeah, I mean 7.5 definitely. If you find La Vieille Ferme, make a purchase. Okay, that's been it. Yes, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. If you have any, things, send to us via email, and we'll be happy to jump on it. Remember, the Shrine Podcast is available. We are dropping episodes first Wednesday of every month, 12 p.m. UK time, and our podcast, you can find the Shrine Podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Everywhere.
You also can find us on YouTube. Please like, subscribe. Please like and subscribe and do all the things that channel why children love.
Please, this is what we are easy to eat. No, this is not
No, it's not. Thank God.
Imagine using this.
Can you imagine if this was the only thing I What? Over there on that bridge, like stuff, I'm not going to see all this HD high definition and you see like, and so we say, today's wine is what? I pure what I need.
Today's Zobo.
But for the however many of you that watch, listen to us, everything, we thank you. All our guys that often send us messages.
I see you. You be dropping me some comments like,
shout outs.
We watch, we listen.
Shout out to you
make
guys.
us laugh.
We appreciate it. Till the next one. Remember, you can find the Shrine Podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, all the things. Thank you very much. Igobi.
Adios.
Peace out.